All right. I had the perfect opportunity to stream tonight. The stars aligned, kind of. I get all the internet in the apartment to myself. So we're gonna be playing some Xenogears, getting through some really, really big stuff today. Some of the biggest plot twisty stuff in the game. Let's get some ice cream cake. Go ahead and get your ice cream cake. Go ahead and get your ice cream cake. Get whatever you need. Grab some snacks. We got some good stuff today. Gonna AFK for a few minutes. All right. Well, then I'm just gonna do some death flow grinding. Until then. All right, because basically all of these characters need to get some death flow grinding in. This is Bart's new death flow. Ripper. Damn. Actually, no, we should probably put Rico in this party. Get in some death flow experience. Oh, we already did. Okay, sorry, we already got that one. Ooh, this thing has a lot of HP. Oh, just went straight up ate Billy. There we go. That triangle, triangle, square, square combo is a good one for trading both the square, triangle, and triangle, square death blows. Because you get both the first and second, and then you get the first and second triangle attacks and both of the square attacks in that one. So it's pretty good. Let's go get Rico. Go talk to Margie. Oh, Primera's down here too. Oh, it's kind of scary. Change party members? Sure. Alright, yeah, so we'll do Billy out for Rico. Actually, no, we can't. It doesn't let us. Okay. I guess Bart has enough at this point. He has his triangle, triangle X death blow unlocked. I'm just gonna put Rico in. Try to get new death blows with both of them. Hmm. Yeah, that's fine. Rico needs the experience. We'll put Billy in his gear, and then the enemy will attack Billy. Or if it's actually none of these will be gear enemies, so never mind. No reason to do that. All right. Oh, we started at 1 because I had eaten last time. Okay. What does him in? Okay. Let's get you to do this. Fill them up for this battle. We get Rico to use the Zeta Soul. Really trying to get her to learn the triangle axe. Just have him use Holy Light. Have him be my support here. He doesn't really need any more death blows. I think he's alright. I guess I can unlock his square triangle and triangle square, but yeah, so Rico needs quite a bit. Accuracy down. Stop doing that. Let's give Rico a goddess call. It's annoying how slow he is. The whole process takes longer. And I guess I could have done a combo with him, but Ellie and Rico need the experience more than him. Billy would have killed the enemy. I need to check, has Ellie learned her square X death blow? Okay, that's something new. That has to be her 3 triangle. That's what we've been training up on her. Let me check what she has and hasn't learned yet. Okay, yeah. Double Shock is her 3 triangle, so she needs her square X. And then her other one, so she's 87 of the way, 87 imaginary units of the way there to square X. Ice cream cake has been required. Yeah, last time on Xenogears ended with a cliffhanger. We're gonna be resolving that cliffhanger today. I've just been grinding death blows while you're gone. I'm gonna do a few more because it bothers me that Rico is that close to Dragon Fist. So literally the Dragon Ball move, Dragon Fist. I can probably get the breakthrough one too. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's just get those, and then we'll move on with the story. You know what? There are enemies we can fight in the cathedral. We'll do this one battle, and then we'll go. This Billy just annihilates them. Holy crap. Probably should have just goddess called Rico. Okay, she has sort of double shock, so she needs to learn her score axe. I should remember that. So then he is pretty close to breakthrough. So what he needs to do is triangle. Hello, I'm Billy, a priest for the ethos, but I'm also a gun nut. Oh, you want proof? Billy then proceeds to do a bunch of gun tricks. Indeed. But he prays after every battle, so he's cool like that. He's got it all. Alright, so it's time we go see what happened. Everyone in the Ethos HQ was murdered while we were gone. Let's go see what happened. Let's go investigate the crime scene. None of them are responsive. Neither is she. Oh, nice. Sounds pretty good. Ah! Don't move! Who are you?
There are still survivors.
We've got these guys to contend with. Some odd creatures. Assassins. And some mages as well. Oof. Okay, let's have him do healing art to himself. The enemies in this dungeon are actually pretty devastating. Not really much of a dungeon, it's just going through the Ethos HQ, but you can call it that. All of these enemies are pretty tough. So that assassin just used a magic attack with the Ethos crest on it, that seal attack. So they're affiliated with the Ethos, and yet they're killing Ethos people? Seems interesting. Let's get rid of them first. Oh, I didn't mean to. Okay. I need to see this. Boom. Boom. Ouch. Okay, that's only 25. Maybe that was a failure on their part. Let's speed up Rico. Because I'm not trying to deal with his speed right now. His lack thereof. You like how Billy's idle stance is like he's about to draw his revolver. Yeah, his hands on his pocket, ready to draw at any time. Miss! Okay, well, whatever. Okay, next turn. Okay, yeah, when they do that, murder them. Because they are not kidding around. They will, in fact, kill you next turn. This one too. Oof. I should have attacked the assassin. Whatever. It failed. Time for it to die. Okay, Rico has to learn Death Blow here. There's no way. Let's see. Breakthrough? Oh, that's Ellie's breakthrough. Okay. So breakthrough is square X. Wait, why didn't... Okay, who are these guys? Why are they attacking the Ethos? They're pros, real killers. What? Then everyone... Come on, Billy. There have to be some survivors. Let's help them. Okay, let's check on Death Blows real quick. So, yeah, that was her square X, that's right. 99 to Dragon Fist? Okay. Come on now. Okay, let's see. That one's still not responsive. Okay, no one in the confession room. You want to make sure you explore all of the rooms while you're going through this. Random encounters are going to get annoying, but some of these rooms have some important stuff. Everyone here is just dead. You knew it's on Rico. Come on. Billy, just... Ah! Okay. Okay, next turn. Nice. Okay. Holy Light, please. And after I get these Death Blows, I'm just escaping from the rest of the battles. Top of the ladder was a trap. Alright, so here's Breakthrough. Just multiple stabs. Alright. Come on. So that has to be Dragon Fist. So now we can focus on other things with our characters. Okay, so let's do this. This is, again, one of, like, the best... Like, attack the wrong one, whatever. This is one of the best ones for learning Death Blows at this point in the game. The, triangle, triangle, square, square. That gets you the first two triangle attacks and both square attacks. That's good for learning both the square triangle X and triangle square X, which are the only two we have left to learn since we only have 6 AP at the moment. Yeah, you don't do your job too well, do you? Or maybe just only taking half health. Oh, that's fine. That gets the fourth triangle. It came out of the books. The top of the ladder was a track. There we go. Dragon Fist. Okay. Oh yeah, none of the people here are responsive. Let's check the other rooms. Let's use some Omega Souls. Okay, yeah, we're cool. So that's the library room. What's this room? Anything, just kind of eyeballing it. I don't want to walk too far because I don't want to get into a bunch of random encounters, but... So to progress, we have to go to the... Okay. To progress, we have to go to the basement. But, oof. Reaper's here, too. Wells. Either one of them. Alright, same as usual. Let's Goddess Call Rico. Make Rico actually good. And then, come on! Rico's about to attack. Yeah. Dragon Fist! Okay, that one's actually pretty cool. Okay, Ellie's next turn, we're just gonna annihilate these with magic. Or ether. Come on. Only doing 1 damage. You're pathetic. Throwing your freaking arm at them. Anima Burn. Get rid of them. Oh, okay. These next few. Pushes the life out of them and then punches it. Yeah, yeah. It's a cool one. Make sure not to hit Rico there. Okay. So we're running from battles for the rest of this. Okay. Yeah, so remember this little wardrobe room? Oh, come on, there's something with this, right? No? Shit. Lily's a crack shot, yeah. Rico is fine. Nothing to worry about there, as far as aim goes. Don't be annoying. Escape. First try, nice. Okay, I swear there is some way you can move this freaking, like, dresser, bookcase, wardrobe, whatever this is. Okay, of course I can't check anything because there's freaking random encounters. Please stop. Ah, not Rico! These animations are so long. This game is probably better on turbo mode, or with the turbo mode option. Are you kidding me? All 3 of them got to attack before Billy's ATP build-up. Ellie got to go before freaking Billy. Oh wait, they slowed him down. Okay, yeah, never mind. They put a net on him. Alright. I swear to God, there's some way you can open this. Oh my God. The freaking encounter rate, man. I'm leaving. The bookshelf was a trap. Yep. Okay. You don't know how to get in there, but you know what? Screw it. We have a chance we can come back later. Oh, here's a scripted encounter. Okay. Purge! Purge! Someone has ordered a purge, or some institution maybe, has ordered a purge of the headquarters. Jeez. Both on Ellie? Man. Okay. Get rid of you. Just drag it this season, you know what? Fuck it. They slide down his hand. That's freaking awesome. Cutscene gun, that's right. It's a whole different gun when it's in cutscenes. Oh. 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 Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, Ellie stopped, Rico's dead. Let's do something about this here. For the love of all that is something. I use Ether ability. She can't move at all. Doesn't do anything. Okay. Billy. Oh, it's Billy that can't use Ether. Oh, shit. Knock this motherfucker out. And you knock this motherfucker out. That's basically the state of things, Raheem, yes. Okay. Also, it doesn't seem to be Gebler because the assassins, the assassin mages, have the Ethos crest. These are people who are also affiliated with the Ethos, who are attacking the Ethos HQ. There's something weird going on here. That one can't open either. Let's heal. Oh. There. Okay, this room at the end, if you remember, was the Pontiff's room. We couldn't go into it last time. Oh. This is the one I was thinking about. Okay. Maybe it wasn't the other rooms, it was this one. He does have some sick death blows, that's true. I just don't usually like using him very much. His death blows look cool, and he has some high attack power, like, for around this time of the game, but, like, pretty soon, like, not far off at all, Citan will... Secret Door's the trap, yep. Citan will just completely outpace Rico in power. Citan and Billy both. And Rico's gear, Styre, is easily the worst gear in the game. Okay. Bishop, are you alright?
Oh, Billy, you're safe. The purge has begun. We sinners have brought God's judgment on mankind.
God's judgment? What do you mean, Bishop? He's gone. What was he trying to tell me? Purge. I wonder what he meant. That is not Bishop Stone, by the way. Just keep that in mind. That is a different Bishop. That's not Bishop Stone. Bishop Stone was the one that came to the orphanage. That's not Bishop Stone. Okay. Here's the question. Do I want to go back up and try to see what's on the top floor? Or just go on ahead to the basement? I think I'm going to just go on ahead to the basement. That's where we need to be. So, before, the basement's where the infirmary was, where Faye was. Those two doors were unlocked, now they were locked, now they are unlocked. Oh, okay. This must lead to... Something's over there. Is it possible to get through? Yep, okay. That's where the wardrobe was. Okay, we got it. What is all of this about? Who are you all?
You're still pretending you don't know anything? You may be the leader of the Ethos, but you don't know when you're beaten.
It's been exposed.
Rebelling against us will cost you your life.
Gah! The Pontiff! Damn you! The Pontiff, the leader of the Ethos Church, is now dead. We didn't really know him very well, but he's dead. Rebelling against us. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. The usual. Okay, real quick. I realized there were some doors I just passed up. I thought this was the infirmary. The infirmary is actually over there, so I'm gonna check what's inside of these. The staircase. That wardrobe's moved. We have an item. Received a gold nugget. Nice. And I think the other one just leads to another wardrobe. I won't bother. Just keep going. Go down here. Figure out what's going on. Maybe we should check in the infirmary. Yeah, let's check the infirmary. By the way, I'll give some praise to the music that's been going on here. Wouldn't it be nice if there was gear that would auto give you buffs? What do you mean by that? The door was a trap! It came out of the infirmary, damn it. Okay. Come on, Ellie! Can't fail on us now. Of course he misses. Another problem with Rico, he misses. His dexterity is not super high. Goddess Call. Try again, Ellie. Like a piece of equipment would give you an attack buff at the start of battle. There are some like that later on. There's actually like near the end game. There's a piece of equipment that I'll be grinding for when we get there. That will automatically start the battle in essentially booster mode. It'll start your gear in booster mode, and you don't have to spend any fuel. So that's the best accessory in the entire game. You put it on your ground characters, and it'll do that for your gears as well as your ground characters. That is the best accessory in the game. We'll be going for that later. Rico suffers from dexterity. Yeah, so does Ellie. Ellie and Rico both have very low hit rate in this game, which makes them not the most useful for doing physical attacks. But the one thing that Ellie has of Rico is that at least she can do ether attacks. Rico doesn't even have that. Nurse, what's happening? Those men in black are killing the Ethos people indiscriminately. Oh. Told us something we already knew. Wasn't worth it. Let's go. Oh my gosh. No. Just... Why are they so fast? They're probably gonna net Billy, aren't they? I couldn't even tell who they net. Yeah, it was Billy. Okay, I see the animation. Oh my god. Leave. Ah! Too damn fast. Are you kidding me? No! I'm gonna kill someone here. Oh, bye, Rico. Jeez. Nat, nope, no, don't do Ellie. Oh my god. Okay, never mind. Okay, holy crap. Omega Soul, now. Now. There you go. I was saying earlier, the music here is actually really good. This is a good song. It's called Fuse. Reminds me a lot of like Impending Crisis or some of those songs from Xenoblade 2. Is this where we're supposed to go? I don't remember. I may have passed something up. I know there's some things I really wanted. Okay, yeah, okay. I don't want to go here yet. Yeah, because there's something, definitely some stuff I want to get in here. Yes. I remember this. Do. I know my humming there was probably a little late because I'm hearing it delayed. He T-poses the floor, yeah. Okay, nothing in this room. Try next door. Yes! You, I need to talk to you. You have an interesting outfit. We haven't seen that outfit anywhere. Not really reminiscent of any country we've seen. Are you alright? Please answer me!
I don't know anything. I can't talk any more than this.
Hang in there now. Don't worry, we came here to help you.
Shavat got to contact Shavat.
Shavat. See one of the people of Shavat.
These wounds are horrific. He might not survive in this condition.
Let's get the Yggdrasil to come and help him.
Alright, so they'll be on that. Contracted the Yggdrasil to come and help him. So he's taken care of. Let's hurry. Okay, one more door to check. And this one has a familiar face in it. Big Joe, you seem to be everywhere. Oh, my best buddy! You came all the way to save me, eh? Well done, well done. Someday you'll brag about saving me. Adios, amigos! Big Joe! Xenogears' recurring gag. Oh, let's, oh, shoot. Yeah, I know. He just appears in random places. He was at the Bloodivic tournament, we first met him in the Dazzle bar, then he was at the Bloodivic tournament, then he was in Nortune, and now he's just randomly in the basement of the Ethos headquarters while it's being attacked. Massacred, more like. Okay. So it is pretty odd that the Ethos headquarters has all this big, next thing you know, Big Joe poses like a JoJo character. Yeah, I could believe him doing that. It is pretty odd that the Ethos headquarters, this big religious institution, has all of this, metallic, secret underground, system here. Let's see what's going on. There's definitely more to all of this than we knew up to this point. See if we can't figure out anything. Judging from our position, this room is right under the cathedral, which could mean that this is the Ethos databank.
Databank?
Remember, the Ethos has control over all cultural and scientific information in the entire world. I am sure of it. This has to be the Ethos Databank. This databank holds all the information concerning the Ethos, from the past to the present, everything. This facility is strictly off limits to us. Only the Bishop class can ever enter this area. Yeah, but even then, this place is damn well equipped. Look at it! I say, a facility of this magnitude would even be hard to find in Solaris. Why would the Ethos have such a setup? Wait a minute, this is Solaris' equipment. So, Solaris? Don't be so surprised. No matter how vast this world is, such advanced equipment as this could only come from Solaris.
The Ethos has been assaulted by someone, and in the basements, we find a Solarian facility.
The plot thickens. What's going on here? What is this place? Hey, Billy, you know anything about this?
Don't ask me. How would I know? This is my first time in here.
Let's investigate.
Saichen, what is that being displayed there? It looks like some transmission record from somewhere. We might be able to find some clues here. Wait one moment. Alright, I'm able to transmit it to the main displays. Ignis conflict status. You get some reports here. 37th Armed Settlement, also transferring. So we have a bunch of status reports from both Nortune and Ave on the Ignis War. Maintain Xenogears at level D2. Report by Bishop Shakan of the Ignis Diocese. Due to the intervention of an uncertain factor, correction is needed. Progress of the operation has declined by 30%. What the heck is this? Why is the Ethos looking into this kind of stuff? Why would the Ethos have all of this information on the war and the levels of gears for those countries? We know that they help with excavations and they distribute the gears, but they have very extensive military data here. Some of that Shakan's bishop wasn't he excommunicated from the Ethos 17 years ago?
That can't be the case if he's been sending in regular reports.
Look here! The destinations of all resources collected by the Ethos through trade with each area. All the resources are being sent on to the Solaris homeland. But why would the Ethos be sending supplies to Solaris? I don't know. This is in the Solarian language, but it's been encoded. Hold on, what is this?
Come on, hurry up!
Hold on, it's hard to translate this stuff. Lambs, Great War, Collapse, Re-education. Post-war rehab plan, based on schedule for building gate foundations. Lambs, 02 through 04 in Ignis, 05 through 08 to Akivi, 11 through 16 to be uniformly distributed. Put into practice. Ethos established as an organization. Supervision by elders. Conference. Supervision by the Gazelle. The Ethos is... Huh?
It's all a front! The Ethos is really a subsidiary organization of Solaris!
So, what does this all mean? In short, it's like this. 500 years ago, there was a great war that occurred between Solaris and land dwellers. It's not clear what the outcome was, but after the war, Solaris feared another land dweller revolt. So Solaris built a gate, or barrier, that separates Solaris land from the rest of the world's land. We heard this from Saiton. Land dwellers who lived within this gate were made to dwell as separate races and were thus supervised. To carry out the actual supervision, Solaris established the Ethos. So the Ethos is actually controlled by the Gazelle Ministry, or Solaris' highest governmental body. So yes, the Ethos is really a front, or a subsidiary organization, working for Solaris. Excavation findings, goods, and natural resources from the surface are transported to Solaris by the Ethos. This also includes human resources, or people used for manual labor and so on. This explains what we heard from Saiton and Sigurd, that of how Solaris gets laborers from the land in order to go into Solaris and do their manual labor, for administration and stuff. And the Ethos basically kidnaps them and sends them to Solaris. Basically, this here is the window between the planet's surface and Solaris up there in the skies above. According to these records, there's been an enormous amount of goods and people transferred to Solaris.
So the Ethos has been manipulating us, huh? Anything else?
The rest is mainly about population distribution and excavation records.
The amount of detailed information about races and their biological data kind of concerns me, though. Here's a relatively recent report. It also indicates that there has been a large amount of people sent to Solaris. The majority of them were people who had come to the Ethos seeking help or spiritual salvation. That's freaking awful. People came to the Ethos as refugees seeking salvation, and they would be cared for, taken in by Ethos, cared for, and then sent up to Solaris to be used as manual labor. This can't be. I've heard nothing of the sort.
So what happened to all those people you've seen coming here for help?
They became Etones, like me.
Surely not all of them. What happened to the ones that didn't become Etones?
Well,
it's all becoming clear then, huh? How about it, Ellie?
There are facilities in Solaris for accommodating surface dwellers. I know, the third-class citizen level, Earth dwellers of various races are regularly sent there as manual labor.
So this is the source of their labor supply.
But that's impossible! How could that be? Even if that was the case, who would kill all those Ethos people and why? This could be your answer. What? The 44th Salvage Plan.
44th Salvage Plan? Isn't that what the captain of the Thames was talking about?
This is the only plan that is not linked to Solaris. It must have been initiated by the Ethos itself as a completely independent project. It was commenced about 19 years ago. Allow me to display the data. Completed investigation of the Zeboim city, which sank to the bottom of the ocean, the bottom of the sea, approximately 4,000 years ago. After over 100 test digs, the city center has been ascertained. Excavation planned to begin. So from this, it appears that under Akivi lies an ultra-ancient civilization. We heard a little bit about this from when the Gazel Ministry were talking in one of those previous scenes. Yeah, Billy's whole worldview is being shattered. He dedicated his whole freaking life to the Ethos. Yeah. Upheld their doctrine, did everything for them. Yeah. They have been doing a huge number of test digs and obtained a vast quantity of resources from the ruins. Biological weapons, reactive weapons? I see, so this must be their intention. My assessment of the circumstances is that the Ethos is attempting to break away from Solaris, and once free from its master, it is likely it will attempt world domination on its own.
Attempt to break away? And attempt world domination? That's an incredible plan.
Yes, but the real intentions of the Ethos are quite obvious. The fact that they are not reporting the results, let alone the site's very existence, gives it away. The Ethos is planning to revolt by monopolizing this ultra-advanced civilization's resources. Actually, such rebellions have been quite common. So, do you think Solaris is responsible for this attack on the Ethos? Yes, that is probably it. Shall we move along? There could be more to find yet. The Ethos, my faith.
Hey, Billy, how long are you planning on being like that? Get a hold of yourself.
This is all just speculation based on circumstantial evidence. It would be best for you to confirm what is the truth with your own eyes. We're going to go on further. Citan, Bart, could you please accompany the person from Shavat to the Yggdrasil? The person we rescued. This all puts into question, was any part of the Ethos doctrine, any part of the faith, was it all just made up by Solaris to lure people in? Let's see what we can find out. I still can't believe it. Ethos was that dubious an organization. What was it that I believed in all this time? Isn't that the very reason why I told you back then that you belong with us? Verlan! You're defiled, Billy. You left the Ethos and kept company with dregs who have no faith at all, and you lost sight of what it means to be defiled. I didn't expect it out of you, you who used to live only for your faith. You should have remained like us. But fear not, Billy. I shall cleanse you. You'll live within me. You will become one with me in death. What? You! Father! How could you do that?
What are you getting flustered about, boy? It was a stun bullet. He's just taking a nap. You should have been able to tell by the sound it made. Besides, these murderers are not from the Ethos.
Look! That symbol!
Yes, that's right. They're agents of Solaris. Probably an assassination unit under Stone's command. I got word that they were exterminating all Ethos members and hurried here. But it was too late. All Ethos affiliates have already been killed, except for those on some sort of salvage mission.
You claim Verlaine and his men are an assassination unit for the Bishop? How could you even say such blasphemy? That's right. We are servants of the Bishop. Our mission is to hand out judgment on fallen priests and sinners in order to make them repent. Is that true, Verlaine? But why people from the Ethos? The Pontiff and his brethren deserve to die. They allowed greed to tempt them into abandoning their duties as the Ethos to pursue world domination. They passed their own death sentences when they allowed such desires to overtake them. And that's not all. Saving orphans and refugees. That may seem like works of mercy. But the little boys and girls kept here were actually used as a means to satisfy the desires of the Pontiff and the bishops. Indulging in selfish desires. This is not conduct befitting priests. Such defiled leaven have no right to speak for God. That is why we set out on this purification work. They must atone for their sins. These are the bishop's orders. Even if that were true, we have no right to punish others. Judgment belongs to God. That is what we were taught, wasn't it? God? Where does such a being exist? You should know by now how the Ethos came about. It was an organization created by Solaris eons ago solely for the purpose of managing ignorant humans. Its doctrines are just deceptions designed to control the masses. The Ethos used the two sweet fruits of faith and technology well to skillfully manipulate global affairs and people's zeal. Thus, they manipulated the ignorant masses to repeatedly continue their pointless wars. Eventually, battle data on men and weapons gleaned from these wars were sent to Solaris itself and analyzed to aid in ruling the entire Earth. These intentionally perpetuated wars caused much psychological discord. But faith in God, salvation, was used as a cushion to soften the blow. It was a well-thought-out system, but the choice of managers was extremely poor. Or did you think that acting the part of a faithful servant of God would someday yield an answer from a great God somewhere? Can't you see that such a divine being just never existed from the beginning? And you don't seem to realize this, but you yourself were passing judgment on sinners as much as we were. I've been passing judgment? That's right. Daily you have been dirtying your hands as an accomplice. Are you trying to take away my ultimate pleasure, Verlaine? Gah! Verlaine! Hang in there! Verlaine! Verlaine! A good-for-nothing chatterbox such as you has no right to live. Bishop, why Verlaine? What in heavens are you trying to accomplish? I am the Inquisitor sent to Earth from Solaris.
Inquisitor, you say?
The status of Bishop is merely a convenience for my activities on Earth. The Ethos was created as a Solaris sub-organization given the task of managing Earth dwellers. But over the years, the Ethos started to set up convenient doctrines for itself. It then went on to gather the ignorant masses and created a god for them to believe in. Then the Ethos even went so far as to plot a separation from its creator, Solaris. So Solaris had no choice but to eliminate all those who defile our rule and raise the flag of rebellion. The ones prepared as eliminators were the Etone. Etones, the Atoners, the organization I established within the Ethos, had two purposes. On the surface, their aim was to eliminate the Reapers, or Wells, that run rampant on the Earth. But that's not their only purpose. Behind the scenes, we also had selected men like Verlaine. These were responsible for observing and eliminating any corrupt youth who appeared in the Ethos. You didn't have the chance to learn of this, since you left the Ethos so early. Or actually, I just never told you. That was another role I wanted you to perform. Another role? Billy, there are certain things in this world that you're happier not knowing. Even lies and deceptions can become the truth for some people of the Earth. Particularly those not knowing the true nature of things or how these systems of things work. In fact, the God and faith systems set up by the Ethos were the truth itself, were they not? Tell me, what other role were you talking about? What did Verlaine mean when he spoke of judgment? So you want to know? But can you bear the full weight of the truth? Billy, if you can bear that weight, I'm willing to tell you. You believe that you were saving wandering souls, didn't you? That's why you carried out your cleansing of the Reapers, Wells, from the Earth, right? In fact, it was all just another control mechanism put in place by Solaris. But what's more, your saving work, that very activity you believed in so much, was in reality...
You're talking too much nonsense.
Father! You haven't changed at all since then, have you, Stein? Stein? That's a name I haven't been called for a long time. Hearing that name vividly brings back a pleasant twinge of pain to the scars on this body. You know what I mean, Josiah?
Your brain still isn't working right. Answer me! Why do you have such a roundabout way of doing things?
That's not worth wasting my breath answering. Just consider it my reward in life. Of course, that includes watching your agonizing death. I could succumb to the desire to slice up your body here and now and drag out your innards, but I can't do that now. I have a matter to attend to elsewhere. That duty comes before any pleasure I could have with you here. I haven't the time to waste anymore.
I won't let you go that easily, Stein!
I can't be bothered by insignificant wretches like you. Until next time, and as a parting gift, I'll have these men entertain you.
Bishop Stone!
Well then, excuse me. Oh, and Billy, if you have something you wish to discuss, come see me later. I'll be waiting for you.
Alright. Big plot drop there. We have some assassins to deal with. So obviously there's a lot to unpack. Not all of which I'm going to talk about right at this second because we're going to have another lot of cutscenes that's after this fight. So I'll say talking about that a little bit. But I will say, I'm sure you see the Xenoblade 3 in Xenogears now. Effectively, the entire war between Ave and Kislev was just the plaything of Solaris and the Ethos. Solaris is the Mobius of this world. Solaris, along with Gebler, launched the coup that put into place an Ethos bishop, Shakan, on the throne of Ave and overthrew the Fatima family. And at the same time, ran the Ethos, which had a lot of influence within Kislev, as we saw. They controlled the whole battling tournament and everything. Those were all Ethos members. And took all of the people who were displaced by the war. They ended up seeking the Ethos, gathered them all up, and that was a convenient labor supply for Solaris. One big scheme.
Stein, you aren't going anywhere!
So I'm sure now, after hearing all of that, we can kind of side with Josiah about what he was saying regarding the Ethos, his opposition to it, him telling Billy to leave the Ethos. He knew all of it from the beginning. And he has some history with Stone as well.
Just missed him. Looks like Stein's... there!
That gear is huge!
Solaris Mobile Gear Alkenshell. Gear that big can fly! Maybe big, but it's too slow to maneuver, so we'll be alright in our gears. But its firepower is phenomenal. Against a bigger target like a ship, blam, it'll be all over.
Wait a minute, that means...
Yeah, the Thames fleet is in danger. There's no match for that gear.
I think the Idrisil can catch up with the gear. Let's hurry and go help the Thames fleet. I've picked up the Ethos fleet in the Thames on the radar, sir. They're on the sea south of here. If we travel at full speed, we can reach them in an hour.
Alright, set sail for the Thames. Aye, aye, sir.
First mate, the radar, sir.
What is it?
The radar just detected an enormous object. It appeared straight above the fleet.
Don't tell me Stone's there already.
No, it is much bigger than that. I estimate it's at least 2,000 Charles. That's gigantic. What in the heavens is happening? There's another force here. Or another something here. Some big ship. That's the Thames. No, Gebler, remember, Gebler is the Solaris military. So the Ethos is a subsidiary. Oh, okay. The Ethos is a subsidiary organization of Solaris, and the Gebler is the Solaris military force.
All that was needed was to fulfill the duty. Now I sense a thought of greed. A selfish greed. I questioned his faith. We have no need for an organization of fanatics. We will seek what they will. It's their we will seek what they will. It's their nature. But too much is undue. Something must be done. A reprimand is necessary. They are an expendable group. There is nothing we can do at this point. Yes, there is nothing more to gain from their continued existence. We've already done what we required. Currently, we're in the process of dealing with each area responsible. Stein is in charge of dealing with Akivi. Bear in mind the need for a fitting solution. Did we just take care of that? Moreover, Krellian is rather exorbitant. It's only a molecular machine. Why is he placing so much importance on it? Humans and machines, it's all the same to us. Yes, they are all the same.
Main gun, 20 until the energy is recharged. Engineering, ready for a full demonstration. Main ship, military units are on standby. Cleanup is at 80%. Currently, our heading is clear. Krellian, there are several ships that have not been vaporized. What should we do? Thems 03, 05, and 11 are damaged. Just retrieve the non-damaged ones. Eliminate the rest of the trash. Use the test subjects, Wells, for retrieval and elimination. We've confirmed the marker location of Stein. Of the 130 research and excavation sites, it's in the southernmost peak. Shock troops are entering Zaboim now. I see. The thing they've searched for over 500 years. This should be interesting. Releasing the wells. After what, 22 hours of Xenogears? We have finally met the main, arguably the main villain of this story. Remember Krellian. He's a very important character. That group of heads is called the Gazel Ministry. And we heard in that cutscene, the Gazel Ministry is the governing governmental body of Solaris. So, yeah.
What's that? Did you see that huge fishbowl thing? What are you asking me for? Were the other Salvager fleets almost blown away by one shot? Is this the way the Ethos greets us? I seriously doubt that. Why do they have to attack us? We only came to help with excavations. Captain, Wells Reapers! Reapers are coming out of that fishbowl thing in the dozens! What? Why? This can't be happening!
It's spelled the same way, G-A-Z-E-L, Gazel.
Launch the gears! Lower the big gun!
Captain!
Alright, y'all. We're going to assist and rescue any of the survivors from the other ships. If at all possible, while trying to retreat. And shoot down those wells with our 2 guns. Don't let those filthy wells get near our Thames. Hans, look alive. Take the helm. We'll show that fishbowl thing how real men of the sea retreat.
Yes, sir. Some big wells dropping in from the sky. I've detected a rescue signal. It seems the Thames is being attacked by a pack of Reapers. So this is the purging by Solaris that Stone was talking about? Let us make haste, otherwise the Thames will be destroyed by Reapers. Alright, we can change up our party now. So... I think I'm keeping this party, though. Sighton in the lead for now. Chance we can quickly save. Another Xenoblade parallel you can see in this whole situation is that the Ethos is effectively Indal from Xenoblade 2. Indal had complete monopoly over all the blades. All the blades in Oris had to be registered through Indal. And so Indal could effectively distribute the blades and in essence, the weaponry between Uriah and Morardain when they were on the war. So they had the monopoly over all the war too, in the same way that the Ethos does. So you can see where all this comes from. Let's hurry to the Thames. Shall we launch the Yggdrasil? Let's go. Let's do this quickly. Okay, come on, Ellie. Use your errands. Oh, Sidon, you came because you were worried? Yes, you could say that. You seem to be better off than I expected. Of course. We are men of the sea, is what I'd like to say. Truth is, the situation's been pretty bad. We got some that are injured badly and some that are fatal. Considering what happened to the other ships, we're in no position to complain. By the way, Sidon, what the hell is up with that fishbowl thing? It came out of nowhere and kicked our butts and left behind wells. And then it headed for some obscure excavation site where there's supposed to be nothing. Odd, since we were sent to go to a more deeper and bigger excavation site. Just as I thought. Some say they saw a huge gear-like monster. Seemed like it was guiding that fishbowl thing to the excavation site, or so I'm told. Stone. Appears there is something there for sure. Call it Salvager's intuition, but I don't want to get any closer. And Sidon, is that fishbowl an enemy of yours? You could say that. Well, I don't ask for revenge. I can't just sit back and do nothing. If you're against it, we'll help any way we can. You can ask Hans anything about the site. Fishbowl was headed due north. Yeah, the north edge of that island. But why? There's nothing there but a small mine. I was surprised by the wells. They said they came from Babel Tower. You gotta think now that we know everything about the ethos, and the ethos spread all that propaganda about Babel Tower being created by heathens, and Shabbat was like the traitors to the gods who tried to build Babel Tower to challenge the gods, and God threw all the sinners away into Shabbat. All of that like propaganda against Shabbat. You gotta wonder what all that's motivated by now that we know everything about the ethos. Anyway, you can talk to other areas aboard the Thames through the intercom. Oh, Wells, where's Wells? I've held on to the seat for 30 years. When Wells attacked, I thought about running. Alright. So we gotta get down to that mine and see if we can stop Stone and the fishbowl ship. They're after something in that mine. Let's see what they're after. Let's head to the excavation site. We're currently anchored at the Thames. Let's go. Well, the Gazel Ministry has 8 heads in total. Total of 8. Quintessence had 5 heads, and each had a unique design. Death, rage, laughter, bitterness, and doubt. There's some parallels. Yeah, there are 8 heads in the Gazel Ministry. Let's just leave. So we have heard about the land of Zeboim that is under the water that the Ethos tried to get the Thames to excavate. And that they are now heading to an excavation site now that is also for Zeboim. Zeboim is named after a city from the Bible. It's one of the forgotten cities from Genesis. Here's the Ethos dig site. Titan. What is Solaris trying to do? The main Solaris army. Why all of this? Well, let us get down. Okay, just straight up fight. Okay. Gebler guards. Solaris has sent out Gebler to defend the spot. We've got a ground dungeon ahead of us. Here's Rankin. Titan's new death blow. I may have already shown that one. Also, Vierge's color scheme is extremely close to a Transformers color scheme named Artsy. You don't think it's a coincidence? I mean, there are many, like, Xenogears took inspiration from a lot of different, like, sci-fi media. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. We've seen some other Transformers inspiration here before. And look who's also under the water. Did you notice? His gear is reawakening. Soon he himself will awaken also. His friends are heading for Zeboim. It's been sealed up for 4,000 years. You know what's there better than I do. He probably won't give anyone anything, but it's something we both need. You know what I mean? So, please. Alright, we have 3 doors. Can we open this one? I guess not. This one? I guess not. This one? There we go. The other 2 are duds. Oh, look at that. A whole city. These are ruins of a city. I've heard of it, but I know it well. Yes, the cavern city Zeboim. When we were buried in that vast mausoleum. Ellie, what is wrong? Huh? What? Did I just? No. Hurry on ahead. I think the actual pronunciation is Zeboim, but I'm used to saying Zeboim. This is effectively this game's Moratha. So we're seeing more Xenoblade 2 parallels. Zeboim is effectively the Moratha of this game. The way they're salvaging things from it, the way it's a ancient city destroyed and lost under the ocean. It's Moratha. Chapter is called Ocean Floor. Okay, more rooms to check. That one's a dud. That one's a dud. That one is a dud. You're a guard. Trying to get X attacks for these next 2 death blows. So I built up the triangle and square attack quite a bit until the next death blow. So everyone wants Titan. Titan only has 1 more death blow to learn for 6 AP. That's the triangle or the square triangle X. I'll just keep doing that over and over.
Yeah. Yeah, Billy's blasting the enemy's kneecaps. Hakai! And is that the last death blow for Citan for right now? Eventually they get 7 AP and there's a lot more to learn, but there's only so much they can learn with 6 AP. Oh, okay, he's got one more. Yeah, Hakai is square, triangle, X, so what else? What else is there for him to learn? I thought that was it for 6 AP. Apparently there's one more. Oh, no, there's XX. Okay, I keep forgetting about that one. Yeah, XX is a thing. Okay, Ellie still has a little bit to go. Yeah, XX is an attack. I forgot about that. Let me check on his ammo. Where is he at with ammo? The fake door was a trap. Of course it was. Here's Hakai. Yeah, so the only one that Citan used to learn now is XX. Ryugi. That is a Hakai, yes. Billy's such a crack shot, he's shooting the enemy around the corner. Okay, so that one's a dud. This one's a dud. What's this down here? Dud. Dud. Jeez, okay. What the hell? Where are we going? Ooh. Oh, these are interesting enemies. These are hammerhead sharks. I think we could have encountered these on the ship last time, but we didn't really get to. Or just hammerheads. They're funny looking. Egg bombs. Oh, okay, don't use ether. Okay, good to know. Or whatever element that specific attack was. The specific ether gun was set to. We're having shark for dinner. Oh, crap, I forgot. Okay. Keep reading that. Titan's carrying us. Okay, wait, so that's the right door. Okay, never mind. Another elevator. Chest. Sieves of ammo. That was a bad voice crack, I'm sorry. Okay, I probably need to do a Holy Light at the start of this. It's a good thing we have a way... Okay, I'll make sure you know. It's a good thing we have a way of healing all of our party members without having to do... Since we had Saitan, we would have to do Renki and then Sazanami in order to heal everyone at once. But with Billy, you can just do Holy Light and heal everyone. Such a fine, well-equipped isolation facility. Could it be a hospital? But the town outside doesn't look so polluted, though. Rather strict airlock and scanning equipment. It does not look operational, though. The inside is preserved so well, the outside probably too. Come on, Saitan. You're supposed to be our MVP here. You know what? Let's make Ellie faster. And then I'm gonna do Thermo Dragon. If this fails, then she's fast enough to be able to get a second try again. Okay, so that was successful. And then Saitan will finish off the last one. So like Ellie's victory animation is so cute. And that little thing with her fists. Getting to the 40s now in terms of level. Pretty far along in the game. Oh, this enemy! Okay, this was another one we could have encountered on the ship, but didn't. So, this is a weird enemy. So, if you try attacking it, it heals. Don't attack it. No matter if it's ether, no matter if it's physical, whatever. But, let's try healing the enemy. It does damage. And it's dead. Very weird enemy. Very, very weird enemy.
What an inconvenient building. It seems like it's refusing outsiders. Labyrinths are not usually built to protect against enemies. They're usually made to seal up something inside of them. Not to keep something out, but to keep something in. I wonder what that something is. So that phobia is an undead enemy by Final Fantasy. Yep. It's the idea. There's a chest in this room. Black Snake. That is a whip for Bart. Oop. Where's level 5? Presently, the central reactor is isolated. Okay. Where's level 5? Anything else I can do in here? Okay.
Nice! Both of them hit. Okay, he learned a new ether skill. Citan did. Okay, this room. Okay, another staircase. I keep feeling like I'm missing things. Every new room I'm going into. Let's fight this enemy good on here. This is another one of those dungeons, kind of like the Kislev Sewer, where you can get lost if you get disoriented after each battle. You kind of lose your place. The usual with you. We'll do what we did before. Nice. Pyro! Pyro's cousin. Pyro's other cousin. With helmets. Okay. Oh, battle. Same freaking enemy troops. At least these guys are fine. Stealing EP. I'm probably very. It probably sounds very disorienting. The green part of the room was a trap. It came from behind the treasure chest. They were hiding there. A Penalphosol. That is an item. I kind of forgot what that does, but I know it's a good one. That's kind of a rare item. Oh, we need to use these. These are these strength drives and HP drives. These will permanently increase a stat value for one of your characters, effectively like the capsules from Chrono Trigger. Restores party's HP to full. Yeah, okay, and you can use this in battle unlike an Omega Sol. Nice. Let's go and use those Omega Sols. Sure. I could have used a survival tent actually at the save point. Whatever. So now, let's go down here. I definitely missed something somewhere along the way, but it's okay. Emergency level 5. The emergency button inside the reactor was activated 34,999,999 hours ago. If you put that in your calculator, that's about 4,000 years. Which we heard was from about how long ago the Zeboim civilization was from. From this point, there is danger of nano-contamination. When entering the room, please execute a manual scan and confirm safety. After confirming, please reset the emergency level at the nearest terminal. Execute manual scan. Execute. Please wait. Scan complete. Confirm no nano-contamination. You can re-enter the room by resetting the emergency level at the nearest terminal. So we set the emergency level to 5 at the other one. Yeah, so we gotta go back there. The emergency terminal was over here. Hello. Reset. Okay. And then go back to the room. And we can enter. Decreasing pressure, please wait. This floor is completely active. Pressure decreased. No matter what, we need a password. Okay. I love the music here. Absolutely freaky. This is one of my favorite songs in the whole game. It's called, I believe in the soundtrack it's called October Mermaid. But yeah, this is one of my favorite songs in the whole game. Blood, covered in blood, my blood. There was no pain, just coldness and sadness. Ellie! She has been here all by herself for all this time. Blood. It certainly is covered in blood. This scorching heat. No, maybe it is radiation. Perhaps it is an emergency disinfection system. These marks are evidence that it has been used. Huh. Ellie!
O vessel for a new soul, may the soul who resideth in you find peace. That was the password. She knew it. Some part of her knew it. No, Ellie, we do not know what could happen. Citan, who am I? What am I doing? What am I saying? What the? Citan, this girl. How did she suddenly change into human form? This girl appears to be an artificial life form created inside the reactor. She was probably assembled in the reactor by using that series in the database in the control room. Her body is most likely constructed from autonomic machines on a molecular level. In other words, a colony of nanomachines. I'll be taking that nanomachine colony with me, thank you. That is the existence or key factor which God will guide us by to free humanity from its yoke. Sorry. So, if you don't mind. Bishop. Ah, Brother Billy, you're here too. This makes matters simple. I know you'll understand. This nanomachine colony needs to be in the hands of an honorable person. It's destined to be the salvation of humanity. An honorable person? I certainly do not think you are honorable anymore. Eliminating the ethos and any surface-dwelling humans who don't agree with your own will? What is the problem with eliminating those people not fit for salvation? Why, isn't our very faith based on the precept that only the chosen will be saved? There is something very wrong with that. Salvation by faith is something that everyone should have an equal opportunity at attaining. Are you saying that you can save all of humankind? If Krelian uses the nanomachine colony, at least we can save some chosen people. But you don't understand how to utilize this. You can't save anyone. Are you willing to take the responsibility for the loss you will cause humankind? My job now is to bring this nanomachine colony back to Krelian. You see, unlike the ethos, our aim is not the ancient weapons that lay in the city ruins. I don't think we conflict with your interests. No, we can't allow them to take this child. Salvation or not, what are you planning on doing with this girl? I just know your deeds are not honorable. Bishop, I am sorry to say this, but I cannot be a part of what you are intent on doing. I see that I couldn't make you understand. That it cannot be helped. I don't have the time to convince you further. Please excuse me, as I must hurry on ahead. Wait right there! Sorry to have kept you two ladies waiting. It's time for you to do your job, Elements. Talone, Seraphita, buy me as much time as possible. We know. Stop ordering us around already. Hey, Talone, let's hurry up and get this over with so we can get out of here. I don't like dark places. Yeah, right. It's only because it's on Ramses' orders. Jeez, now he's got us protecting this garbage. Well, that's how it is, folks. It'll help us if you hurry up and lose. Who in heavens are you? We don't have time to waste talking to you. Well, excuse us, but we can't just let you go yet. We really don't care much for Krelian, but if we do a crappy job, it'll make Ramses look bad. But thanks to you fools reviving her, we can get this mission over with sooner than we thought. Yeah, we didn't know how to operate that machinery, so we were so confused. Thank you very much for your kind help. Oh, Sarah, don't tell them that. That's just how I was building things up to make us sound psychologically superior to them. Damn. What? But when people do you a kindness, you should always say thank you. That's what Grandma always said. But I'm impressed alone. Psychologically superior. Your gin and tonic futon brain cyborg implants sure make you smarter. That's positronic photon brain, you idiot! Gin and tonic futon? You make me sound like I'm a sleepy drunk. It's already bad enough as it is. Positronic photon brain cyborg. It's bound to get us into trouble with the makers of Star Trek. Some fourth wall breaking there. Be careful, the elements are Ramses' elite fighters. They look harmless, but they're really dangerous. Then, even their conversation was planned. No, that's how they are. That's how they are normally. That's what makes them really dangerous. All right, so we know that Dominia and Kelvina were two of the elements. The elements are being Ramses' elite force. We heard about them a little bit. We know that Ellie was like on, like in the same class as the elements, but maybe not one of the elements herself. We know that Dominia was effectively the leader of the elements, and then Kelvina was the other one. Dominia was an earth. Dominia was the earth element, and Kelvina was the water element. Now here we have Talon as the wind element, and Seraphita is the fire element. And again, they're keeping with the same naming scheme. They're all named after angels. Seraphita, of course, being Seraph, which is a type of angel. And Talon is a mistranslation. It's supposed to be throne. But I actually think Talon sounds a little better as a name. Throne is kind of a whatever name. But yeah. My advice, target Seraphita first. Fire is more of a damaging element. Also take advantage of their elemental weaknesses. We can use Aqua Ice on Seraphita and it'll do more damage. She can take EP, that's why you want to attack her. I'm not sure what I have the ether gun set to, so I'm not going to take any chances. I know one of them is set to fire and one of them is set to wind, but I'm not going to take any chances with those, so I'm just not going to use Billy's square attacks. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. Actually, I should probably Goddess Call with Billy. It'd be useful. And Goddess Call Ellie, she's going to be our MVP in this battle. And I'm going to use some Death Blows. Rankin! Ah. I'll bring it up. So, Sazanami, yes, Billy. I guess I could have set up for like a ranky Sazanami, but... Sorry. Oh, that's not what I meant to do! Okay, whatever. We were healed, but I meant to do Goddess Call. I don't know why I did that. Ah. More EP lost. Where's she at with EP right now? 30 out of 54? Okay, we're fine. Let's get rid of Seraphita. Seraphita, as you can see, is a demi-human. Like the gophers and like the dolphins and stuff we've seen, she is a bunny demi-human. She doesn't have all the bunny features, but she does have some of those bunny features. She's a demi-human. And as we'll learn later, so is Dominia. Dominia is also a demi-human. But we'll get to that. You see this one for once? The camera gets positioned in such an awkward spot. Now Talon is angry, yep. Okay, Terra Lance. Good. Oh! Oh, shit. Okay. Take out her, why don't you? Let's get her back up. You have something that can revive? Nope, okay. Data Soul. Good old reliable. Yeah, she has robot qualities. She herself, I don't think it's ever said that whether or not she herself is a robot, but she at least has some robot qualities. She has some like parts put in her. Yeah. The elements aside from Dominia are not given a whole lot of like backstory or character development at all. But you can kind of infer some things. You can infer that Seraphita is a demi-human. You can infer that Talona has some robot parts, that kind of thing. Not much is said at all about Corvina. She's kind of a very minor character. Sure. She's low enough on HP, I don't really need to do Goddess Call. I can just attack. Oh, there we go. Now the... Okay, never mind. Camera moves around too much. There we go. Levels all around, and some drives. Nice. Vitality and an ether drive. I can go in and put the ether drive on Ellie with her in the party. Seraphita, enough already! We've done the job that was required of us. Let's pull out! Ah, Talone, wait for me! Alright, we better skedaddle too. Move up. And let's see if we can use these drives really quick now that they're on the mind. Ether, Ellie, Vitality, probably Ellie too. HP. Billy needs to stay alive. And then Strength will save. You know what, we'll go ahead and put the Strength on Titan. It'll be useful in the long run. You don't like my voices for them, Raheem? Increasing atmospheric pressure, please wait. Pressure increased. Our cursed existence bound to the earth. O vessel for a new soul, created to remove that yoke. I just can't hand our child over to you. No, stop it. See ya. Huh? Where did Faye go? Oh.
Okay. I'm running from these battles. And a lab coat is weird. Something like that. Carriers. I haven't fought these enemies before, and I don't care. Are you making him choke? Is that what that sound is? Okay, there's another room back here I didn't go into. I'm gonna sneak into this room real quick. No way. Not there. Over this way. There was a guard there before, there's not one now. All the guards have gotten away. It was just that I didn't get. Open the chest. There you go. Sleep guard. Not useful, but you know what? At least I got everything here. This is a place that I don't think we can actually go back to, so. Alright, this one's easy, we just Sazanami this. We get the EXP for our troubles. Basically what those enemies are, just free EXP. Okay, you definitely want to save here. If there's any one place in the game you want to save, it's here. This next boss fight, aside from the final boss, is probably the hardest boss in the entire game. Okay, I'll say this. This is the hardest ground fight in the entire game. The final boss of this game is a gear fight. But this is the hardest ground fight in this entire game coming up. And it's also my personal favorite boss in this game, so we'll see. I have died there many a time in previous playthroughs. Right up here. Bishop Stone, wait! Huh, elements, you're not even as good as they say. Can't even buy me some time. Give it back. Give it back, give it back. There it is. That is mine. Give it back. What do you want? Who are you? To you, it's just a used-up toy. So give it back. It belongs to me. Who are you? At least give us your name. Names do not matter. However, if you insist, id. We finally have a name to go with the Crimson Knight. Id. I'm gonna just be quiet throughout this boss fight, let the atmosphere sink in, let the music play. Its theme, which we've heard before, the first time the Crimson Knight came, we've heard this song before. It's called One Who Is Torn Apart. It's Id's theme. I'm just gonna let it play. My first time through, I died there thinking it was a force loss battle and just not trying. But it's not a force loss battle. You are intended to win that battle. At least hold him off. You're strong, huh?
You. Now's our chance. Get back to Krellian. I got him. Hurry, go after them. That voice. Wiseman! Go, everyone, hurry! What the... A little early, isn't it? I see. It was that woman. Fine. You will do fine as my toy for today. Huh? Oh no. Wow, just in time. The man and Wiseman. They're really fighting it out. The ether power reaches all the way up here. He's holding him off for us. Good man, Wiseman. One thing I want to bring up. For all the talk that Stone was talking about, the Stone and Verlaine were both talking, or Verlaine specifically, about how God was, the idea of God, the ethos' idea of God was just a figment of, like part of the whole ethos deception that wasn't actually real. Stone did mention that this woman, this nanomachine colony, was necessary for some purpose for God that Solaris had, or some God's fate of some sort. So we did mention God. Just wanted to mention that. So we are too late. Titan, so what happens now that Krellian took the child? What is a nanomachine anyway? Nanomachines are robots that are smaller than human cells. They are used to cure diseases or wounds in Solaris. She may be a colony of nanomachines made by an ancient, but advanced technology. Even if it's only for the people of Solaris. What's wrong with making people happy? I am worried about what Bishop Stone mentioned. He said he needed her to free humanity from its yoke. Perhaps some ancient information on human reconstruction is hidden inside of her body. Demi-humans, such as Rico and Hammer, were born from the results of the messing around with DNA. That was done by ancient Solaris in the hopes that they would bring about the restoration of mankind. If Krellian is thinking of trying the same thing with improved nanotechnology, that would be frightening. So that's an important piece of lore. The demi-humans were effectively failed experiments that Solaris did, and he just put them down on the surface. That's why the demi-humans exist. I really, really love that moment, though. Learning about id, everything with that. So, here's the thing about id. Like, at this point, it's obvious, right? Like, okay. Hell, it'll become even more obvious in a second. It seems Faye isn't in the infirmary, but he must be on board somewhere. Let's go check on Faye, shall we? Here's the nurse. Faye isn't here. I wonder where he went. Maybe let's go check the hangar. Perhaps buy his gear. Veltal is steaming. Huh. Faye? Doc? Faye, feeling better already? Yeah, probably. What are you doing riding a gear when you're only just recovering? I don't know what I'm doing here myself. I don't have a clear head yet. Faye, you should not be moving around yet. Alconshell located, straight ahead. Prepare gears for launch. Yeah, so let me pause right there. Yeah, so it's obvious at this point. Like, they don't say it. They don't say who it is. They don't say what it is. But, like, Raheen guessed it very early on. Like, yeah. Anyway, we got Alconshell to deal with. Seems like they're watching us. I must go. You are in no condition to participate. Let us take care of this. Looks like it's time to settle the score, but Faye should be resting. Yes, I shall take Faye to the infirmary. Billy, please take care of the rest of things. Okay, so we cannot put Faye in the party still. So we got a gear fight coming up. We have to have Billy. And Citan is with Faye, so we're gonna go with this party: Billy, Ellie, and Bart. And Maslow, Vierge, and Brigadier.
Observing, what a roundabout way. Just take care of it and it'll be over.
Stein has shown his true face.
Those who become enemies of the sacred castle, I will eliminate them all. Repent now.
Do you want the power?
Who are you?
Yes, that is the true Stein.
I am Groff, seeker of power. Doth thou desire the power?
Power? There's power in here. I received this body from Krelian.
Oh no, never mind. Okay, I was wrong. He just got that body from Krelian. There you go.
All this power is fake. Do you think you can win with it?
What do you mean, fake power?
A fake body, a fake awakening. It is all useless. I will give you the power. My fist is the divine breath. Blossom of fallen seed and draw upon thy hidden powers. Grant unto thee the power of the glorious Mother of Destruction!
Just like with Vandercom, Stein in Alconshell has been powered up. Let's see what we can do about it. Damage nullified. Damage nullified. Damage nullified. Seems like we're at a loss here. All we can do right now is just build up our attack level. No good, didn't get through. There's some kind of barrier. Some kind of negative feeling, hatred, somehow changed into an ether, forming a barrier. If we can somehow change a strong force of will into ether also and throw that back at it. Ha! Son of Josiah, are you suffering? When I took you in 4 years ago, that was proof of my old friendship with your father. In that hate-stained friendship with Josiah, we competed for command of Gebler. Josiah, like a beast, you stole the Raquel I loved, and threw away the command of Gebler that I wanted so much, then disappeared from Solaris. "4 years ago, after searching to the ends of the earth, no trace of him could be found. Raquel, dirtied by him, and the reminder of that taint, you and your sister. Through Krelian's wisdom, using the wells, I saved Raquel from misery. You son of a... You used the wells against my mother! Yes, Billy, let me tell you something good. Those Reapers that you have been purging are really all people. They were chosen by the Ethos and converted by Krelian. You've been slaughtering people. A wretched son for a wretched father. Confess to me. Pay for your sins. No, there's nothing for you to regret, Billy. You say you and Raquel were in love? You always were a narcissistic, self-preserving fool. His voice. I'll take this one. Use this, Billy. If you use this, you can rip off the barrier. That is a butt line. It is an ether gun gear where the pilot writes directly in the bullet. If we use that, we can break Stone's negative hatred power. However, Billy, if we merge our gears together, we can break through that barrier with our combined attack. I'm gonna borrow your shoulder for a moment, so start aiming now. Let's wrap this up once and for all, eh, Stein? But I want you to know that you aren't gonna see Raquel when you die. That's because your destination is going to be hell! I knew it! Josiah's planning on using it! He must be stopped! Billy, can you hear me? Billy! Oh good, there's no response. Billy, you know now, don't you? Stein's teachings were all deception. That fabricated faith was just a worldly system for compensating those people with fragile souls. But faith and God aren't things which are given to you from others, right? They are things you have to discover from within yourself, by yourself. Things that cannot be put into words, things that cannot be expressed. Isn't that what God is all about? Question not thy God, for thy God doth not reason. The reason I taught you how to use a gun as a child was to save people. You say that guns are just tools for killing people, but you are wrong. Guns don't kill people, people kill people. Have you ever looked at the expressions on the faces of those Reapers that you have destroyed? It is an excruciating process to be turned into a Reaper. To ease their torturous pain, they seek human blood and attack people in order to get it. But that does not vanquish the true pain within their hearts. There is only one way to be saved from the pain. That is by termination. Didn't all those Reapers put out of their misery? Did all those Reapers put out of their misery by you have peaceful looks on their faces? Your gun saved those people who are turning to Reapers. It's not something anyone can do. The faith that enabled you to accomplish that was no deception. God exists within you. Father. All right now, let's go, Billy, go! Barrier terminated. Too late! Billy! That is a weapon that uses its pilot as the warhead! What? Then Father is... Oh my god! Noble sacrifice. Let's do it. Josiah's speech to Billy there is really, really good. It kind of goes along with what I was saying before about how Xenogears isn't necessarily an anti-religious game. It's anti-organized religion, it's anti-power. Oh, this is an interesting attack. Has our HP. That's it. Xenogears isn't necessarily anti-religion, it's anti-power structure for sure, and it's definitely making some clear analogies with the ethos in the Catholic Church. At least some kind of warped perception of the Catholic Church. But it isn't necessarily it's not an atheist game per se. It's not an anti-religious game. We do have the Nissan sect, which does present a more communal sense of religion, that is more personalized and that lifts people up rather than putting people down to seek salvation in a perverted power structure. Right? And the message that... Oh, okay. The message that Jesse's giving to Billy there, it's something that I'm sure a lot of real-life Catholics would disagree with. Even a lot of other religious people would disagree with, for that matter. But it harkens itself back to Gnosticism, which a lot of Xenogears is based on. The idea that God is not necessarily a figment that's it's not necessarily an entity that's above us. It's something that we discover within ourselves. We ourselves achieve gnosis, as the Gnostics call it. Keep Gnosticism in mind as we go throughout the game. That's something that Gnosticism is a frequent philosophical point of philosophical inspiration for a lot of Xenogears, and a lot of Xenoblade, by the way. I'll talk about that more later once some more of those references start coming up. Anyway, dealing with Aukenshell now. If I do have one slight criticism I can say, is I think the whole line about, like, guns don't kill people, guns don't kill people, people kill people, I think that's a little clumsy of a way to say that. I get what Jesse's trying to tell him, but that's a kind of a clumsy way of saying it. Like, that has, like, political implications. I'm not sure if I was writing or even translating Xenogears that I would have quite worded it that bluntly. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. The message, though, is the same. Let's use errands. There we go. Oh, okay. That didn't do as much damage as I thought it would. Oof. Yeah, it sucked. That was underwhelming. The Arids are really at their best when they're used on, like, a group of enemies. I'm just gonna take the rest of her fuel, damn. Okay, we'll have to rely on her ether attacks. Do we have level 3 Gear Death Blows on Brigadier? Let me check. This is... I'm gonna kill us here. Just having HP. Having HP can't kill you. It's the usual for RPGs like this. Out of fuel. So let's use an ether attack. Oh, okay, yeah, I was worried about that. I was worried it would have some sort of ether attribute. At least an absorbance of that particular element. Didn't seem to absorb Billy's ether attacks. So he doesn't have a level 3. Okay. Took Billy out with it. Dad. Billy, I should not have made such a thing. No, it's not your fault. He seems to have made everything we encounter. This is the best way to see Father off. Shooting shots into the ocean.
You're right. Thanks, son.
Dad! Old friend, are you alright?
You better believe it. I ain't gonna leave that stupid junk alone. I improved it. Ouchie wow wow, but I never want to do that again.
Ouchie wow wow must be some other mistranslation. That's another weird line. Like sorry Dari from earlier in the game. But still, thinking about hell. I'm surprised to know an irreligious person like you would believe in that life after death.
Oh? So you were listening? That was a curse. It's not a fitting end for him.
It's definitely your style. Papa. Prim? Prim, what did you just say? Prim? Papa.
Did you hear that? Primera's problem seems to have been solved.
Prim talked. Prim just talked. Hey, Prim, now say my name. Say Billy.
What about the ethos? They've completely devastated themselves. That mob just goes from bad to worse.
Do you not think it is about time you told your son the truth, old friend? You were not just wandering around drinking and picking fights, were you? I am sure he wants to know what you have been up to. Is that right, Billy? Yes, it would certainly make me feel a lot better. I now know my dad was worried about me the whole time, but I haven't worked out my feelings yet.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm glad Prim can speak now, but she only calls out for her father. But I'm the one who has been taking care of her all this time. What's wrong with her? Calm down, Billy. I'm sure she's just being shy. She will start calling out for you soon. Why, my own daughter does not even call out her father's name. So, old friend, why were you working alone all that time?
Couldn't be helped. Anyway, I'll probably need your help from here on. Okay, I'll tell you more. Let's go to the gun room to get something to drink.
Jesse reminds me a lot of Crow from Ruby. Now I'm thinking about it. Worked alone, abandoned Ruby and the rest of the family to kind of work alone, doing missions on his own. Also a drinker, it reminds me of that.
When I was in Solaris, I found out about the secret plan. That was the Malik M plan. It was done under the command of Krelian.
Krelian seems to be a really high-ranking scientist of sorts within Solaris. Something to keep in mind.
In order to proceed with the plan, many lambs were gathered by the ethos to become guinea pigs. Or should I say, to become reapers or wells. Since I was disgusted with Solaris' methods, I decided to investigate it further. I found out that the main scientist central to the implant moved the true facts about it into a test gear. Then he let that test gear escape with his daughter, so that the truth would not be discovered. And that, I'm afraid, was the last information that I was able to obtain. Because of what I found out, I came down to the service world. And this is where I hid, along with my wife Raquel, and son Billy. I've been looking for that gear and the girl ever since. Finally, I found out that the scientist's daughter and gear may be in Shavat. All very well, except now I don't know how in blazes to get there, or even how to contact the place. Well, Shavat is protected by a strong barrier that even Solaris can't do anything about. So I guess you can say it can't be helped. It's just my luck.
That girl's name wouldn't happen to be Maria. Oh, are you two alright? Shouldn't you get some more rest? Yes, I can stand and can even walk now. Thank you. I'm alright too.
Maria, eh? If I remember right, her father's name was Nikolai?
I don't know that much, but I've heard rumors about a girl in a gear.
It's gotta be them. It's that huge Gears in Shavat then. So then, how can we get to this Shavat? Is there a way to contact the place?
Unfortunately, since I was taken captive, I have no way of contacting them either.
See.
There just may be a way. Originally, Shavat was situated on top of Babel Tower. They say there is a communication facility to contact Shavat's native country on top of the tower, if only it still exists. There is a good possibility the facility may have been destroyed, especially when you consider the fact that the tower was sealed by the ethos.
You're being pessimistic again.
I am just being realistic.
I guess we have no choice but to try to go there. As long as the gate exists, we can't escape from Solaris' influence anyway. In other words, even if we recover Abe from Shikan, it wouldn't immediately be a happy ending.
Their secret plan bothers me too. The real secret is that they are using humans gathered from Earth. But I don't quite get the secret plan and the ethos involvement and so on. What in the hell does Solaris think us surface-dwelling humans are? Sorry, I totally forgot that it was your country. What my country's doing has nothing to do with me. I myself thought something was wrong there, and that's why I came here. So don't worry about me. We've got nothing to lose, so let's try to go there. We need to find the truth about those documents found in the Ethos HQ, and what Billy's father said. And I must go to Shavat too for my own personal reasons anyway. Alright, no time like the present, huh? Let's go to Babel Tower right away. And our party to get there, we can't remove Faye at this point. We definitely want Ellie. It's going to be a lot of battles where the Arids will be useful. And we'll take Bart with us.
You're back. Well, find anything? Yes, I've obtained a colony of nanomachines. How unsound. In any case, is the M project proceeding as planned? We need superior bodies and servants. We spent far too much time here. We can't afford to mistake the ultimate destination of this new civilization. They exist because of their mother. You've betrayed your mother, your creator. Just to sustain your own egos. You have no right to speak so. That was foolish. That was the past. We were trapped in that cursed flesh. But now, it is different. I'll take no orders from you. You have lost that flesh long ago, and now reside in this Soul 9000 as data. Did you forget who arrived you in there? What may be an eternity to man is but a moment to God. I have no need for hesitation.
What is different about Jesse and Crow that you're referring to? Alright. So, next time on Xenogears, we will be ascending Babel Tower. But I'll end the stream off with this. I don't know when the Elden Ring stream is starting. I'll hop over to that after this. But I'll end the stream off with this. So, there are a lot of facts. First of all, there's just, in general, a lot that we've learned today. I would say this is where the game starts to get complicated. Jesse's competent. True enough. Right, yeah, Crow's stupid. So, I would say this is the point of the game where things start to get complicated. There are going to be terms that are thrown around. There are going to be references to philosophy that'll start coming up a little more often. There's going to be a lot, and especially when we get to Shavat, we're going to get a huge lore dump in Shavat on everything that happened in the war 500 years ago that Ellie mentioned. So, although Jesse having Crow's weapon is a cool thought. Right, having the gun blade. I forgot what he called that. The, shit, I don't remember. Harbinger, maybe? I forgot what he called that. But yeah, once we get to Shabbat, there's going to be a huge lore dump. We're going to be getting a lot more information. We also have this thing that Jesse mentioned, the M plan, that the Gazelle Ministry also called the M Project. It seems that Solaris is not just gathering up surface dwellers' bodies for labor anymore. They have a secondary purpose they're gathering them up for, some scientific experiment that they're doing that Krellion's involved with, and that this Nikolai guy, this researcher from whose daughter is in Shabbat, is connected to. So we're going to be learning a lot more about that. The sinister plan of Solaris. Sword Shotgun Scythe. Yeah, I think that's called the Harbinger. But yeah. My point is, if there's ever anything that you are confused about at all, do not be afraid to ask. There are going to be lots of terms thrown around, lots of character names, and lots of things. It can sometimes be hard to keep up with. This is the part of the game where things start to be hard to keep up with because there's a lot to remember. Do not be afraid to ask. Anyway, I wanted to say that. Another thing, on the subject of a lot that we learned today. So, I want to go over a couple of things about the ethos. So, first of all, at this point, the ethos has just been completely disbanded. And we won't really be hearing about them much again. So, I'll take this opportunity to talk a little bit about specifically Rico. Unfortunately, here's where I start to bring up some things as well that you're going to want to expect from here on. So, you have probably heard me talk some, up to this point, briefly at times, about Disc 2 of Xenogears. Disc 2 is infamous. Xenogears was... I haven't talked a whole lot about Xenogears' development cycle. I think I'll take some of this opportunity right now to talk about it. This is going to be a little long, so it's going to be kind of a long end of the stream, but there's a lot I want to talk about here. So, Xenogears was developed, of course, by Takahashi and a team of very inexperienced developers from Squaresoft. Basically, the Xenogears story was written by Takahashi and his wife Kaori Tanaka, who both worked at Squaresoft. They were both met each other working at Squaresoft. They were both major developers as part of Final Fantasy VI and many other Squaresoft games. They met at Squaresoft. They created a story together because they had a lot of shared passions for psychology and philosophy and religion. They wanted to write a story together. That story was presented to Squaresoft, to the heads of Squaresoft, as a possible story for Final Fantasy VII. It was rejected because it was too dark and too convoluted, but Sakaguchi, so Hironobu Sakaguchi, the president of Squaresoft at the time, and the director of all the Final Fantasy games, saw a great passion in Takahashi and gave him a budget and a small team of fairly inexperienced and rookie developers and allowed him to make his story into his own game that became Xenogears. There was a time crunch. There was very limited resources. You can read all sorts of different developer interviews in the Perfect Works book about how much the development process for Xenogears was hell for the employees. It was very much crunch. No one knew what they were doing. Takahashi did his best to kind of quell some of the emotional turmoil in the company, but there was ultimately very little he could do. Xenogears was also stacked up against a lot of big, heavy-hitting games at the time. It basically had to compete for sales with Final Fantasy VII, which had just released a year prior, with Final Fantasy VIII, which was about to be released a couple months later. It was smack dab right between those two, plus a lot of other games on the PS1. There was deadlines and lots of other things. On top of all of that, Takahashi is a very ambitious person and writes very, very big stories that are sometimes too big for their own good. That's the story of both Xenogears and Xenosaga. They're too grandiose for their own good. And it gets carried away in all of his world building that he can't really condense his story down. So, because of all of that, Disc 1 of Xenogears has played a lot like a traditional RPG. Now, keep in mind, we're nowhere near Disc 2 yet. We're only about halfway through Disc 1. We're nowhere close to Disc 2 yet. But I'm just kind of preparing you for this. So, Disc 1 plays a lot like a traditional RPG. You kind of seen as we've gone along. There are dungeons, fight battles, treasure, towns, side quests, kind of a traditional RPG. By the end of Disc 1, the deadline for Xenogears was approaching. The whole development team was fed up, and a lot of the heads of Square said, all right, time to wrap it up. All right, Takahashi, time to wrap up the story. But the story was only halfway done. And Takahashi still had a whole half of the story to tell. So, he made some compromises. Disc 2 is very rushed. It's almost completely narrated by the characters. It's more of a visual novel than it is a game. A lot of it is condensed, and because of that, there's a lot of character backstories that go unexplored. This brings me to Rico. So, where we left off with Rico's kind of story was we saw him have a flashback when he entered the Kaiser's room in Nortune, where he had some flashbacks in his memory to when he started to kind of have demi-human features, and there were some of the other kids making fun of him. He was chased out of Nortune by the Ethos. I don't know if it actually explicitly said the Ethos, but he was chased out of Nortune by the Ethos, and by a lot of the anti-demi-human racism that was going on in Kislev at the time. He and his mother chased out of Nortune. They settled in some village on the outskirts, and Rico lived a pretty hard life, having to face a lot of discrimination. And it was heavily implied, because of his ability to go in there, that Rico was actually Kaiser Sigmund's son, and that the Kaiser effectively chased Rico and his mother out of the city. We never get to hear any more about that story. We never even get confirmation that, there is one bit of confirmation that Rico is the Kaiser's son, but you can already infer that anyway. There's a lot of that story we don't get that was intended to be in Disc 2 that was completely cut from Disc 2. So, now that we've learned more about the Ethos, I'm going to take this opportunity to tell more of Rico's story, because I think it's really, really interesting and adds in a lot of context about the Ethos and what they do in this world. So, and all of this, by the way, comes from Perfect Works. Basically, everything that wasn't expanded upon in the main game is expanded upon in Perfect Works. I'm going to be drawing a lot of my additional lore information from Perfect Works. So, Rico, born Ricardo Banderas, he was the son of Sigmund Banderas. First of all, it's worth mentioning, the Kaiser himself is a demi-human. He has pointed ears, if you remember, right? And he has some demi-human features. They're kind of muted, some, but he has some demi-human features. So he kind of hid them, though, because there was kind of, for a long time, there was a lot of anti-demi-human sentiment, because if you remember back in Nortune, the Ethos had kind of a big stake in Kislev society. They had a lot of control within their government. They had a lot of say, at least before Kaiser Sigmund showed up and tried to kind of minimize the amount of control that they had, which made the Ethos not like Kaiser Sigmund. But the Ethos was kind of very much involved in a lot of the anti-demi-human racism, for their own purposes, of course. And the Kaiser kind of had to be, in order to rally enough public support to be the Kaiser, he had to kind of mute some of his characteristics, make it look like he wasn't a demi-human. And part of this was, when he became Kaiser, he encouraged a lot of that support. It's kind of like projection, right? He kind of encouraged a lot of the anti-demi-human racism within the country, which would later give rise to why Rico hated him so much and tried to assassinate him all those times. But kind of trying to hide the fact that he himself was a demi-human, make it really seem like he wasn't a demi-human. Anyway, so the Kaiser and the Ethos kind of butted heads a lot. With Sigmund specifically, that's what I mean by the Kaiser. Sigmund, as Kaiser, butted heads with the Ethos a lot, and because of that, when Kaiser Sigmund had a baby with his wife, I forget what his wife's actual name is. It's named in Perfect Works, I just forgot her name. When the Kaiser had a baby, the Ethos doctors who were caring for the baby did some special treatment that made it so that the baby's demi-human features would be more pronounced, and he would be more obviously, grotesquely demi-human. That ended up being Rico. It was a kind of punishment against Kaiser Sigmund. And when Rico was growing up, and it became more obvious that he was very much a demi-human, and the Kaiser Sigmund wanted to keep public support with the public, he had Rico and his wife, Rico's mother, chased out of the country. So that's some backstory behind that. That goes to show further how crooked the ethos are, that they're willing to do that kind of treatment, that the ethos is really the reason why Rico endured all the suffering that he did, partly his father as well, but, the ethos is a big reason. Ethos is the reason he looks the way he does. Yeah, I always think that's interesting. The game never goes over any of that. All of that was cut from the game, but it's in Perfect Works, and I think it's interesting now knowing what we do know. I didn't want to bring it up back in Nortune because I didn't want to. We didn't know fully much about the ethos and their motivations. That they were actually a corrupt, crooked subsidiary organization of Solaris with their own intents on world domination. We didn't know all of that yet, so I want to bring that up now, just as as giving some context to Rico's character, giving some more reason to hate the ethos, more reason to hate Solaris as by extension. So yeah, that's that. There is also some additional information that Perfect Works gives on Jesse and Stone's backstory. I'm going to wait to give some of that. Some of that's really interesting. If you remember, when he was kind of telling his backstory, he said that when Jesse came back, he looked very different from how he did before. Jesse and Raquel and Billy, they grew up originally in Solaris, and then they later moved down to the surface as part of just Jesse's kind of search for the implant, right? So previously, Jesse, in addition to Sigurd and Seitan, who at that time was known as Huga, and Karl and Ramses, they were all in Jugend, the military school for Gebler that we heard about. We heard some of this from Seitan and Sigurd back in Nissan. But they were all in Jugend together. They were all part of Gebler together. And Stein also mentioned that Stein and Jesse had competed for command of Gebler at the time, perhaps before Ramses became the Gebler commander. So that's something kind of interesting. Anyway, so they lived in Solaris for a while. Billy knew Sigurd. He called him Siggy, if you remember. Whenever Sigurd came up to the orphanage, Billy called him Siggy. So they had kind of known each other before, maybe a family friend. They're all very close when they were at the Jugend. And by the way, this is an additional thing that's only in the Perfect Works. Ramses, Jesse, Huga, Seitan, and Sigurd were actually the four elements. Before the current Dominia, Kelvina, Talone, and Seraphita, when they were in Gebler, they were the four elements. So that's kind of interesting. I didn't know if I wanted to say that quite yet, because I don't know if the game may actually say that later, but they were the four elements during their time at Jugend. But anyway, eventually Jesse and his family moved down to the surface because Jesse had business there. But Billy mentions that when Jesse came back, after Raquel had died, after Billy had joined the Ethos, after Bishop Stone had Billy in and raised him as an Etone, Jesse came back and looked very different. That's something I want you to keep in mind. I'm not sure if the game ever exactly tells you why, but I'm still going to wait in case it does. Perfect Works does explain why, and it's actually a really interesting bit of backstory that is worth knowing and gives you a lot more appreciation for Jesse as a character. Anyway, and one last thing. I know I'm going on for a while, and I'll end the stream after this. One last thing I want to talk about. Speaking of Josiah and Billy and their backstory. So Primera, her first words were recognizing Jesse rather than Billy, which is a little ironic considering everything that Billy did for Primera. Back last stream, when Bishop Stone arrived at the orphanage, if you go back and watch that scene, you'll see Primera kind of startle back and run back into the orphanage house away from Bishop Stone. She knew that entire time the truth about Jesse and Stone and about the ethos. She knew that entire time, which is likely why she kept silent all that time. She was estranged from her brother, and she had a close connection to her father. So that was kind of some subtle foreshadowing that they set up back in the orphanage. Anyway, take a look back at that scene, and you'll see and kind of watch what Primera does when Bishop Stone shows up at the orphanage and the other kids rush toward Stone, and then she kind of scuttles back into the house. Anyway, that's all of that. Lots of interesting stuff here. Lots of big story developments today. And that's going to be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed. This was a lot of big moments in the story again. We're kind of done with the Akivi arc, I would call it. If you had to split this game into arcs, you had like the Lahan arc at the very beginning. You had the Ave arc with when we first met Bart. We stormed, we rescued Margie from Vladivik. We went to Nissan. We tried to do the mission to put Bart back on the throne of Vladivik and failed. That was kind of the Ave arc. And then we had the Kislev arc, which all the stuff in Nortune, D-Block, the Hecht incident, infiltrating the Goliath factory and all of that. And then what we've been in so far is like the Akivi arc, which is like being rescued by the Thames, like reunion with Bart and everyone, Ellie being mind controlled, meeting Billy and Jesse, the whole truth of like the ethos being massacred, going into the excavation site. All of that is like the Akivi arc. So I think the next arc I would call the Shavat arc, and you can kind of guess where we're going with that. So that'll be starting next stream. I don't know when that'll be, but that'll be starting next stream. It probably won't be any other time this weekend. I'm going to be playing some Persona 5. Starting to grind out that game. Alright, so that's it for this stream. We'll be ascending Babel Tower next time. And doing some other kind of odds and ends around the Yggdrasil. Because some things have changed here since we were here last. Maybe even go back to the Thames. See the other party member quotes that we didn't see before. Alright, so I will see y'all then. That was a lot I needed a break. Yeah. We're gonna do a little bit of a break. I won't stream next for a couple days. Alright. Bye y'all.